Hello there, this is Smith Welding and Restoration. I am your host, Adam Niffen. Stick around, see what's in the garage this week. Alright folks, it's Monday morning. Jeremy's cleaning up. The rest of the part-time temporary staff aren't here. I kind of want to show you what I'm working on right now. We're working on the Monty, of course, but I'm going to have to do some fabricating, okay? Let's make my fabricating life easier. How do you do that, you might ask? Sheet metal brake makes everything easier. So what I need right now, well, here, let's just take a look at this. Alright, so as you can see, right now the last damn thing I need is a 5-foot freestanding brake in my way. I need one. I can get a Harbor Freight one real cheap and modify it to brake up to, oh goodness, like 14 gauge or 12 gauge. I mean, they really work. Some people, I think, were doing 10 or 11 gauge on them. They're cheap, but I don't have the space to put it. I mean, it's a hard time getting to the blasting cabinet some days. Yeah, that's a cheapie too. It does its job. That's all we need it for. So, sheet metal brake. What I build around the shop for shop fixtures, I don't clean up my welds a lot. I don't practice on making those perfect, pretty welds painted and all that shit. I just need stuff that works. So today, what I'm dealing with is, this is it's just an 1/8 inch. Put these on here. There will be holes drilled down through the middle. The worst I'm going to get on this is, say, maybe some 16 gauge, okay? So it's not going to hold up to a lot of heavy abuse. Next step would be, it's like I said, just a simple small little brake. This is just going to clamp to a table for now. So I can pull it out, clamp it down, and then I want to get it where we line up here. And then I'm going to use another piece and we'll build like a barrel hinge to put it right there. Follow me so far? Good, I'm glad. I think I figured out how I'm going to build the barrel hinge. Weld a piece of tubing on right here. And if I've got 1/8 inch wall tubing, or I ground a flat spot in the tubing, weld it on there and there, and then with this we'll put the piece of tubing, I'll either notch out a section or I'll put it behind here, whatever I got to do. I'll make it happen. I'll mock it up before I weld it. That way it hinges. I'll build out of whatever I've got a bar. I'm not gonna build 2 handles. I'm gonna build a V bar basically to hold this stable. Drill holes, and I'm gonna run bolts down through this piece. I'll weld bolts to this. Okay. So then all I gotta do is cinch it down real quick. I've got designs I've drawn up for like a cam lock lever and all this shit, and I'll do this, but it's when I'm building a brake to bend large quantities of steel. A lot of what you deal with in automotive, modern automotive, is like 24 gauge. In Monte Carlo, you've got 16 or 18, and I think 22 gauge primarily. So you're not dealing with real heavy stuff. So I'll kind of show you as I go along. We'll go over the parts so far. This is just a piece of 1x2 thicker wall. This is just a thin wall, something. It was scrap we had. It was supposed to be used for a prototype project, and we didn't need it. So that's open. I would have just cut open a piece of tubing. That's just your good old angle iron. And that's a small enough radius. It's not going to give me a big bulbous curve or radius in the break-in. This is only, I think, like 22 inches long. This is for door parts and, you know, whatever you run into. And then I welded those on there. I did the look away and stitch welds. They hold, okay? It doesn't matter for this particular exercise. So then when I'm done, we'll have the bolts sticking up. That'll go there. Voila. Cinch the bolts down. You know, the nut on top of the bolt down. Break the piece of metal. It's very simple. It's, like I said, it's something I can just throw up and clamp to the bench and be done with. So it's just a downpour outside, and this little guy shows up. Soaking wet little puppy. Literally, just outside the door. Jeremy left for some supplies and comes back. He's like, "There's a doggy outside." So I opened the door and I didn't even know it was raining outside. I got enough noise in here. And the poor little guy was standing at the door shivering. So I got him in here, or her. I'm not really sure what sex it is. Very skittish little puppy. I got close enough to check its tags. Called the owner. So the owner will be here shortly to pick the little guy up. I just want to show you the adventures that we have around here. There we go. The tag says Waggo. So there you go. There's our new friend. Little guy made it a good trek though. So we'll unfold this story as it goes. Alright, I explained to you just a simple brake is all I need. I was going to put a Y-brace type of thing in there, and I wound up just going with a piece of bar stock that I've got. The way this is, I didn't spend a lot of time engineering wise. I can only brake up to 90, but you don't often need brakes that are greater than 90. You don't need something folded back on itself. Basics. Let's get a new test pace. This is 24 gauge. Oh, it really needs to be snug. And I've oiled everything, I've welded everything up, greased it up good so now it moves about. Like I said, I could have built a cam lock handle. It's not a real hard, sharp crease, but I'm breaking 90s now, and I can use that for parts of rockers, small sections of rocker panels. That's a great break for the edge of a door skin. Not as tight as I like, but it's a Quick 'em shop deal, and I'm sure I will use that a lot.